about Brooke and JK in this last episode of Life After Lockup. So, Brooke is supposed to be going to the doctor to get a blood test to see if she's actually pregnant, and I guess JK promised her that he was going to go with her, but I guess it's the morning of and he has went completely ghost. So Brooke calls her mom to drag her mom to come take her to the doctor because she can't go to the doctor by herself because she's scared of needles coming from the woman that has like freaking 20-30 tattoos on her whole body. But she went ahead and had her mom come over, and her mom actually brought her nephew, and this nephew is actually the person that was in the picture with JK and Brooke that's been going around on social media. There's this picture of them holding a young child, and a lot of people were like, oh my gosh, they really did have a baby. But it was actually the nephew that we see in this episode that they took this picture with, not their baby. But Brooke went to the doctor with her mom, and on the way in the car, the mom was like, well, what are you even gonna do? Like, if he can't even show up to take you to the doctor, what makes you think he's gonna show up and actually be a dad? He might just leave you as a single mom to yet another child. Brooke went to the hospital, she got her blood test done, and then she went back to her house, and she saw Bonnie walking out of her house with some of her belongings, and apparently she kicked Bonnie out like a week prior after she found out that she spilled the tea to JK that Brooke was no longer employed. So she kicked her ass out, and I swear to God, like, when Bonnie says she has a second job, I almost bet it's like a t-shirt printing business. Like, she probably has her little Cricut machine, because it seems like Brooke, JK's mom, and Bonnie all wear these same shirts. Bonnie got the last of her belongings, and Brooke said, you really messed up. You could still be living here if you didn't open your big fat mouth. And Bonnie said, yeah, I could, but I felt like it was appropriate for me to tell JK because that's something that's very important, that you don't have a job. And I do kind of feel like that's something that's important. Like, if Brooke's not employed, then that should be something JK knows. Especially with them trying to have a baby. Like, yes, she may potentially be pregnant now, and it may be a little too late, but say she wasn't pregnant, there wasn't a possibility she was pregnant, say she was sitting there having sex with him, I mean, I think that might change his mind about trying to have a baby if he knows that she doesn't have a job and he doesn't have a job, and that may make him put his foot on the brakes and want to try even harder to get a job if he knows Brooke doesn't have one. And I do think that kind of worked. Once he found out that Brooke was no longer employed, here he is with a job not even a week later. And Brooke, she was working with her mom, and I thought she worked for her mom. So a lot of people are calling her out on social media saying, oh, your storyline's fake because your mom acted like she had no idea you got fired, when she should be the first one to know if she's the one employing you. But I guess they just worked at the same place. I guess it's not a place her mom owns. She's just a employee herself. Then Bonnie just kind of smirked, and she was like, you act like you know JK so much, but you don't even know the tea that I have on JK and Alex. And if I was Bonnie, oh my gosh, I would have just sat there and like left her on a cliffhanger and been like, yeah, so have you heard about JK and Alex's baby? And I would have just jumped in the car and drove off and just left her guessing. But instead, she did open up and tell Brooke that apparently Alex was pregnant with JK's baby and miscarried his baby. And Brooke was like, well, it could be possible because that day they had that conversation, he was there for 45 minutes. He could have easily slipped it in real quick. And I'm sure there's plenty of other times that he was going over to Alex's house that she didn't know about when she may have been busy at work. After Brooke received this news, she decided to call up freaking JK's mom, who is at her second job, and she's like, hey, I need to come pull up on you and talk to you. And it's like, damn, like, don't you take anybody else's job serious? Like, we know you don't take your job serious, but damn, just let the mama wait till she clocks out before you go over and start with all this drama. But she went over there, the mom came out, and they sat down on the curb and were talking, and Brooke spilled the tea about what she learned from Bonnie, that she heard that Alex is pregnant. And it sounds like the mom's really not buying it. She's like, do you really even believe that? And it really didn't sound like she was entertaining it too much. I think she's going to have to see more evidence before she buys it. I think she just thinks it's like a messy rumor going around. But the mom was like, yeah, but I do need to talk to you about something while you're here. JK has been acting super weird this past few weeks, especially after the fact he got a job. The mom showed Brooke some videos and pictures that she had taken on her phone of JK just in really bad shape. In one picture, or in one video, he was sitting out on her porch and he was just completely nodding off, completely out of it. And then there was another picture where he was sitting there like reaching into the refrigerator and he's like falling asleep as he's standing up. And Brooke's convinced that it's just probably alcohol. And I don't know, like, you know, in my teenage years, I drank a lot of alcohol and like passed out places, you know, like passed out on the floor or something. But the way he's looking, it's looking like he's nodding off, like he's either on some opiates, like some pain pills, some heroin, some fentanyl, or it definitely looks like he might have taken like a Xanax or possibly like a pill similar to that, or a sleeping pill, because he is out of it. He does not seem alert whatsoever. Seems like you could probably do whatever you wanted to JK in that moment. He probably wouldn't have any idea or remember the next day. I mean, thank God he was around his mama when he was acting like this, because if you go around the wrong people acting like this, you'll get your ass robbed. And the mom thinks that JK might be on like some kind of downers or something, and she is terrified. She started breaking down crying, saying, look, I know I'm going to die one day, but I really don't want to have to bury my son before me, and this is just a harsh reality that I have to deal with. And Brooke just isn't taking it seriously. Like, the mom's crying, and Brooke was like there, but I don't feel like she's really being supportive, because I think Brooke's not buying that JK's on anything, even though it's literally right in front of her face. Even Brooke said at the beginning of the episode that something was off with JK. And I wonder if it's because he finally started getting paid from a job, so now he has money to buy what he wants. Because I know a few people, like including a family member, who will do so good when they're broke, but as soon as they get a job and get that first paycheck, oh, it's over with. I know it's only been a week, and there's a chance he may have not been paid yet, because a lot of jobs, like if you start, you're not going to get paid for like 2-3 weeks. Or you could have a job where he's getting paid like up front or paid daily, and he could definitely, you know, be using that money for things that he shouldn't. And if that was Brooke, if she is not pregnant, like if she found out that blood test is negative, then I would not even want to try to have a baby right now with JK until he gets all his personal issues figured out. But that's pretty much it, guys. I'm starting to feel like Brooke is not pregnant, but I guess we'll find out sooner than later. And they say that, what's her name, Alex had a miscarriage. Just imagine if she didn't have a miscarriage. If Brooke's out here trying to get pregnant and say she, like, you know, had the positive and negative pregnancy test. Say she did the blood test and finds out she's not pregnant. Just imagine if Alex actually got pregnant and, like, actually followed through with having the baby. Oh my God. Brooke would probably lose her shit. She'd probably pull up on Alex and beat her ass and probably take it all out on Alex, because, you know, it's always everybody else's fault but JK's. But that's it for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think about everything in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.